Welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, aka Tony. Here with some of my nearest and dearest and co-hosts in the building. Got my dog DJ Doey Fresh.
Yo.
Got my dog, the great one, the bald one, Pucho.
What's going on, my brother?
Not much. And back from his sabbatical. Ugh. Wow, I can't believe I just fucked up sabbatical.
Back to the start, boys.
Back to the start.
Roll back.
Roll back. Roll Tide, roll. Can't say sabbatical because that's what I was going to say for your intro.
What's wrong with sabbatical?
No, because I said you was on a sabbatical last time. That's a joke.
Oh, I know. I heard that part.
Okay. Welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, a.k.a. Tony. Here with some of my nearest and dearest and co-hosts in the building. Got my dog, DJ Doey Fresh.
What's up? What's up?
Also in the building, got my dog, the great one, the bald one, Pucho.
I didn't even know you were seriously restarting.
What?
I was joking. I didn't mean to actually go
I
back
thought you was being dead ass. Also, the Texas one without a gun, Mateo, back from his sabbatical.
How's it going, bud? Are we going to keep the false start?
I'm keeping them both.
You're keeping them both? Great. I'm going to still cut it off on the timestamps, though. You would never know. Anyways, how y'all boys been? How you been, Mateo? It's been a week since we talked to you here.
I've been doing all right. I've got some thoughts on some of our topics from last week. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is kind of weak. I definitely agree with that. Although I love Yondu, so like, I got more Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, right? The movie that Tony was talking about was definitely the Flash movie with Michael Keaton, not Robert Pattinson. I don't think they've announced the next new Batman movie yet with him. And Doey's right. The Marvel movies are getting a little played out. Quantumania was weak. I did not enjoy Quantumania very much. But Guardians 3, solid movie. So good. Very emotional.
Every Spider-Man S tier because Sony.
No, the Spider-Man movies are definitely the best of the bunch. I think it's the chemistry of the kids, honestly. Even going back when we were doing like our Marvel rewatch and shit like that, I don't know that some of those movies hold up. I think the Captain America ones mostly do. I think some of the other ones are a little more iffy. I've never seen the Eternals. It looked dumb. It looked like that CGI garbage that Doey was complaining about.
Yeah, Eternals wasn't that good.
I've skipped out on so many Marvel movies at this point. I'm so not interested in Marvel, like the MCU as a whole. Mm-hmm. There are things that I watch, but for the most part, I just don't care at all.
Dang, I'm the only one that watches every single one, I guess.
Yeah, I never saw Eternals. I thought that the new Doctor Strange was all right. I like Sam Raimi though, so like the horror aspects they tossed into the movie, I ate that shit up. I love that.
Yeah, all Doughboy wants is Kat Dennings. That's it. He don't care about nothing else in that thing.
But I don't know how you. I think that you have a problem with Kang. I think that like a time travel villain is very hard to do well. I think that the best depiction they've done so far has been in Loki. Honestly.
Yeah, but Loki's not really. I don't know. I wouldn't classify him as a villain. Like, yeah, he does bad things, but
he's a lot more ambiguous in Loki. Maybe that's why he works a little bit better, because like in Quantumania, he is just the big bad. He is just the bad dude. There's not really any.
They're saying in Ant-Man, the new one, that I forgot his name, but he's a good villain, supposedly. I haven't even watched the movie yet, but I can't remember his name.
I think the actor is good. I think that the script of the new Ant-Man was just kind of weak in general.
Ant-Man was just a weak character.
I don't know. The first movie, love it. Absolutely love the first Ant-Man movie. It was goofy. It was like this heist movie. Like it was a nice little like break from it. I mean, they've got a problem with the Kang actor, right? Like he got arrested for domestic abuse charges or whatever the hell. I'm honestly surprised Marvel hasn't dropped him yet, but maybe they're waiting to see how it plays out.
If they got away with recasting the Incredible Hulk, and they recasted War Machine,
they'll recast him.
Who cares about Kang?
Yep.
Does he even look like himself?
He doesn't have to, not necessarily, right?
Like, you just change him, don't even acknowledge it.
A lot of the question comes into acting when you realize that these people are only filling shoes, and it's like, who's getting these credits? Like, who really? You know what I mean? Like, you're just playing as an actor. I don't know. I think determining acting skill, I think, is once you're behind the suit. I don't know. It loses me.
Are you guys? Wait. Are you saying that you don't think that there can be good acting in certain genres of movies?
I think it's hard to do
I
it.
think
like,
Robin Williams as the genie, even though you never see him, he's hiding behind a cartoon. That shit is genius.
Facts.
But I think that.
I mean, there's certain ones, right? Like Iron Man. Could you imagine anyone else besides Robert Downey Jr. in that role at this point?
But that's what I was going to say. Some certain characters in movies are stuck with the people.
Say Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
I'd watch that. I would watch the hell out of that. That would be so good.
The most disturbing thing I ever see online is those fucking pictures of Nicolas Cage where he's got the Superman makeup on. He was supposed to be in like that 2005 Superman reboot. He was going to be Superman for a while, and then they recast it, and it just looks horrible. I mean, that movie was already questionably bad, but this just looks atrocious. You're like, maybe I was gonna say thank God he didn't do it, but the world might be a funnier place had he done it. You know.
I did watch Renfield recently, and it is not bad. It was pretty funny. That's the new Nick Cage one. He's playing Dracula.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'll have to check that one out.
It's goofy. It's pretty good.
But yeah, I definitely think certain characters are locked to certain actors or actresses. Like, I don't think anyone could play a different Iron Man. I don't think no one could be a different Spider.
Look at what happens to 007. 007 has constantly changed. Doctor Who.
Well, because
there have been some iconic 007s. I mean, Sean Connery was 007, right?
For a long time.
Right? And it's like they changed him, obviously. And then you had Pierce Brosnan. Pierce, right? At least for us, when we grew up, that was our 007.
Yep.
And the idea that they could recast him sounded nuts, but it's also like, I didn't really know the history like of them just constantly changing the actors at that time. But yeah, then they recast him to Daniel Craig, who some people dislike. His movies are some of the best 007
I love his 007 movies.
Honestly, I'm so glad he's done with 007 now, just because like his work in what is it, Glass Onion, and what was the one before that? The Whodunit movies that he did. Knives Out. Man, so good. So damn good.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, he does make a good.
Remember when they said Idris Elba couldn't be 007?
Yeah, there was a backlash when they were like, "Hey, Idris Elba might be the next 007." Well, 007's not black.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
What is Idris Elba up to?
I think he's still doing DJing.
What? What?
I was at the bar the other day and I saw a movie with Idris Elba. I think it was the Megalodon movie. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Dude. Yeah. That movie is bad, but it is so bad that it's good. I unironically love that movie. We were all
watching it at the bar. It was like our entertainment. We loved it.
The Meg is so much better than it has any right to be.
There's the Meg 2's coming out.
Yeah, I was gonna say the new one's coming out, and it looks goofy. It looks so goofy.
It's not definitely like a serious movie. That's the thing. People get confused when they have good actors in movies. Like, oh, it's got to be serious, but when you find out it's not,
it looks like this movie's cut for American audiences and Asian audiences because there's a good amount like of mix, and I'm like, I was like, this looks like it's cut for both.
Yeah, it was definitely developed with a lot of like Chinese money and Chinese government money probably, and you can tell. You can kind of always tell whenever a movie has different backings like that. It looks like he made it a Luther movie. I never watched Luther. I heard it was good.
Ooh, Luther, yeah.
Is Luther good?
Yeah, I like it. But like then again, everybody has different tastes.
It's like a Sherlock Holmes thing, right?
Kind of, yeah, right?
Not an actual Sherlock Holmes thing, but it's like a detective thing. What the hell is happening to Tony?
I don't know. Tony's dying over there.
He's not doing good.
Let's not
You
even
okay?
get into the pre-pod talk. I was about to make some claims.
Nah, we can mention all the pre-pod talks. I'm fine with it.
Booch, what a shame that they wasted Idris Elba on that shitty Dark Tower movie. That is not the Dark Tower experience I wanted in my life.
People were mad that he played Roland. Roland is a white man with blue eyes. They talk about his blue eyes. They do talk about his blue eyes quite a bit in the book. But just
do.
give the black man some blue eyes. Screw it.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's a fantasy.
Yeah,
The book opens with ghouls and warding off spirits with the pistol.
Dude, there's an entire paragraph where they talk about how he can reload faster than you can even see. Give him blue eyes.
The black man with blue eyes. That's where all reality goes out of the window.
I mean, if you read a book, right, don't you want it to stick to as close as it can to the characters that you fall in love with?
If it's important, like if they had turned him from the gunslinger into like, I don't know, he threw shurikens at people, like that'd be a pretty big change. But like changing his race, it doesn't feel like it's that important, honestly, in that particular story.
Yeah,
I have a hard time thinking like it would have to be like a period piece where like the race of the individuals actually mattered. Like if there was some movie about like, I don't know, to like Native American culture or something like that, and you had a completely different looking group of people claiming to be Native Americans, it would be jarring. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't think race is that important unless it's important to the story. Then I think it's fair game to change.
Like the people
I'm not
that are
one
mad
of those
about
people that are mad that like Scarlett Johansson played a Japanese cyborg. It's like I don't care.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
No, wait up, Booch. We need to build up our search engine optimization. It's like the people that are mad about the Little Mermaid and having the Black Mermaid now, because I think that one just released, so we can toss that into the tags. Boom.
Yeah. And actually, I can't speak to the quality of the movie. Just watching the trailer, I was like, oh, this is cool. They made the Little Mermaid black, and then they it seems the people were talking kind of with like a very Caribbean accent. Like they could be Jamaican or Bahamian or like Haitian. It wasn't clear to me. And I was like, yeah, and those are really the group of people that have a lot of lore when it comes to mermaids. I'm like, that's kind of cool. They changed her race and they somehow incorporated something that made the story believable to me. I was like, all right, sweet.
That's red.
There was a Twitter post about it. They were like, she can't be the mermaid. Her eyes were too separated. And they like took a screenshot of a trailer, and it looked weird. I think they messed with it though. But her eye, like between her eyes, was so far apart. They're like, she don't even da 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 da. And then someone posted out the comment, well, how do you know what a mermaid looks like? And it was just like it derailed the whole entire thing. People were just like, yeah, what the fuck this guy talking about? It was funny. But yeah, I don't know why people still get held up on like, oh, it's not a white, black, it's just black, right? It's like, but who cares? It's a movie, bro. Shit changes throughout the course of time. You people out there really got to get over that stupid shit. 100%.
The weird part is the people that ran the Little Mermaid trailer through an AI to create a white Ariel, and they're like, we fixed the Little Mermaid.
That's wild.
It looked good too.
Didn't a Cleopatra show just do fucking terribly, like on Netflix or something like? It's one of the worst Netflix releases ever.
Yes, yeah. It's Jada Pinkett Smith, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of backlash about the Cleopatra stuff.
I didn't know about this.
A lot of people just assume that if you're from the continent of Africa, that you are black. But there's a lot of races that come from Africa. And even going further, I don't even think I think historically Cleopatra, I know she's like at least half Greek. She might be full Greek, and she just the Greeks controlled like a part of Egypt for a period of time, and so she was the leader of that area. So there's like a lot of like people view Cleopatra as some kind of like black queen or something like that, and it's like she's probably a white lady. And so now the show came out, and not only is a black person playing Cleopatra, which is automatically going to have backlash because it's like a historical figure. That's not even the part that's a big, like a problem in my eyes. It's more like the claims history isn't telling you the truth about Cleopatra. And they're like kind of trying to like rewrite history to say this is how it really was. And a lot of people, and I don't know anything about history, I'm one of the worst people when it comes to history, but a lot of people are saying that there's a lot of historical inaccuracies, and that's been like the major backlash around that show. I don't really know the truth of any of it, to be honest. But.
Same. I've seen the same comments though, like on Reddit and Twitter and whatnot, where it's these allegedly academics kind of be like, there's not a lot of historical proof that Cleopatra was black. There's more proof showing she was something else.
But I read this Reddit post by a historian also saying that the people claiming that she's actually Greek also don't know what the hell they're talking about. That her origins are actually more unclear than people say. Them making the claims of history has been lying to you and blah, blah, blah. They're also making a bullshit claim. But like the people that are like, this is bullshit, she was definitely Greek, like they're also making a claim that is not founded in historical texts, I should say.
It's funny because like they act like people from Greek can't be black or have darker skin. Like it's weird. Like
I mean, I think at that time, if
the
you're
royalty
you're
in
pretty
particular,
white, you're pretty and yeah, she's not just like a random Greek person. She's like a descendant of like a king bloodline or something like that. Of Macedonia, I think where
that sounds right. I'm also
or some shit like that. So it's not. Yeah, the only people that were like of darker complexion in Greece were like slaves or like captured people, which would be slaves.
Look, listeners, we're products of the Texas and Florida public school system. Some of our world history is a little bit lacking.
Yeah. Growing up, in history class, some chick will always be like, "Oh, Thanksgiving's a lie all the time," and it used to piss the teacher off, bro. Lo and behold, she had some type of somewhere around there. He used to get mad. I'm teaching the class. You want to teach? You go to school, get your education, be a teacher. Da, 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 da. I'm like, and at the time, I didn't know what to think, and then yeah, come to find out, she was right.
Yeah, I'd really like to go back into the past and really internalize what they were teaching us. Because, like, I have the perception that the Pilgrims and the Native Americans, they got together and they shared some turkey.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And then as the years went on, it was like, they didn't even eat turkey. It's BS. And then it's like, actually, these people hated each other. And the Pilgrims killed a bunch of Native Americans. And then I'm like, all right. What? And I'm trying to remember what was I even taught in the beginning? I can't really remember. Like all my memories are just like so different.
Well, the first thing you were taught is to put your hand on the paper, and then you trace it, and you make the little turkey.
Hand turkey.
Little gobble turkey.
Hand turkey.
Glue some actual feathers to it.
I know some Mayflower. I'm thinking some Mayflowers, some shit like that.
The name of the boat?
Yeah.
Is that what it was, right?
I think so, yeah.
The cradle of civilization.
We were also told that the Pilgrims came here to escape like religious prosecution, but apparently the Pilgrims were kind of like these hardcore like religious extremists. Basically, they left the country because they were being dicks.
Nobody wanted them.
Damn, harsh.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, but I don't know. I think
also, why were the Pilgrims depicted wearing a belt buckle on their hat?
I have no idea. I don't even know if that one's true or not. I have no idea.
Like, all right. I don't
Had
know
a
how
belt
ridiculous
buckle?
it actually is, but it's absurd to me that anybody would wear a belt buckle on their hat. Belt buckle hat experts that happen to watch us, drop a comment. Tell me how I'm wrong, please, because I can't imagine putting a belt buckle on a hat.
What about this situation, Pooch? Let's say that you bought a hat and it was too big. And you thought to yourself, what if I put a belt on this hat to make it fit my head?
But I don't think it like gripped the head itself, because that's even crazier. It was like almost shrinking like the top part of it. It's like, I don't know. I don't know the usefulness of the hat belt.
You know that line you get, the line you get on your forehead whenever you've been wearing a hat all day. Now imagine it with a belt tied to holding that hat tight on your head.
So it's be like slowly deforming your cranium. It'd be ridiculous.
Might have been some type of tool to hold it down while they're riding the horses full speed, chasing Indians and stuff or whatever. Never know. I don't remember that at all, though. Belt buckle on the hat. That's crazy. I don't remember that.
Come on. The pilgrim hat with the little belt and then like the gold little rectangular. That's just a staple. Them religious freedom people that came across on that boat, they were all about the hat buckle, all right?
Doey told me that everything he knows about Thanksgiving he learned from the South Park episode with the pilgrim that shows up.
Yep. Everything I know comes from South Park.
Anyways, for our first topic, what is the cutoff between smack talking and being a dick? If you play video games, everybody has either involved themselves, been the culprit, been the victim. Some way, some shape or form, you've caught yourself being in this predicament. Doe, what do you think the cutoff is?
When they start talking about mamas, that's when it start getting serious, all right? We start bringing the mothers into the situations, all right? I don't like that. That's a cutoff for me. You don't talk about my mama, right? But some would say that that's the weakest. Your mother should be all game.
Yeah,
I say nary a mother.
Nah, I don't.
See, all right, so Doey's talking about me, all right?
Oh, wow.
I don't feel that mamas are fair game. I don't think anybody should be making any serious jokes about anybody's mama. But as friends who have been friends for 20 years in some cases, if I just say your mama and not even at anything serious, just the most random shit ever, sometimes we will say nothing and I'll just be like, yo mama, and Doey would be actually offended. And I'm like, why are you offended right now? This is just me being bored. I was just making a random comment. So the yo mama is definitely a line for Doey. For me, what is even this question? What is the cutoff? The cutoff for what? What happens after the cutoff? Like what?
Obviously a fight or if you're in front of somebody. If you're
In
online,
a video game?
yeah, tournaments or whatever you're doing, like you're playing, like we're playing in the same house, and I just struck a nerve. Like I have a video of you, me, and Michael playing Call of Duty, example, and I was talking so much shit, and then you made a comment that just, I guess, pushed me to the edge, and I was just fucking, I guess, hotter. I don't know what happened, but it got to the point. Yeah, we were talking.
You have a video? I want to see this, bro.
Tony always claims he has a video. I've never seen any of these videos surface.
To be fair, I recorded the video. I had it, but I got lost with my old phone. But the video
went to another school.
Yeah.
It was a Canadian video.
It's a Canadian video. I feel like for me, I don't know what anybody could say that'll get me to the point of like fist fighting while playing a video game. I do have a cutoff where there's playful banter and now you've unlocked aggressive pooch. Like there's a line in Rocket League. In Rocket League, the line is as soon as you score one goal, if you put GG, you've crossed the line. I will just shit talk you for the rest of the game nonstop. You've unlocked it. But yeah, I don't know. I have a variety of things that piss me off.
In Rocket League recently, I had a buddy, actually the buddy that Doe was just riding bikes with up in New York, that he disabled in-game chat because we were smack talking. Me and a buddy of mine who played with him, we were smack talking, but we wouldn't smack talk the other team. We would only smack talk ourselves. So like you miss that save and you're dropping that what a save and just spamming it into the text chat.
Some people don't even have to say a word.
I have the chat disabled in my South Park game on the mobile because for that it's very toxic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I disabled chat in some game. I can't remember just because it pissed me off. But yeah, in Rocket League, me and Tony have argued so much in Rocket League that now it's like if Tony messes up, I don't say anything and he gets mad at me as if I started shit talking him. He's just like, I know, bitch. Shut up. And I'm like, I actually said no words. I didn't say anything. 0 words. But he's already like getting riled up about it.
Nah, I think it's healthy though, in a way. The smack talk playing video games. Sorry. You know, like my favorite, I guess, was the Call of Duty eras on the lobbies where everybody would just trash talk before the game and then during the game when you can hear them. It brings a certain like ability, or like it just makes you not want to suck, I guess, is the most part for it. Like I think it's healthy.
I don't enjoy a lot of smack talk in my gaming, honestly. Like especially like growing up in like the old like internet smack talk days where like it was just racial slurs, dude. It always turned into just racial slurs. I don't want to deal with that. I just want to vibe. I don't care if I'm good at a game. I just want to play the game and enjoy it.
Well, yeah, you're not competitive. Like other than the little racist slurs that they used to throw out, if you get somebody going back and forth with you, that's a good banter. Oh man, it's fun. The game is, you know. Like
that would be more friendly banter side of smack talk than like crossing the line though. What is beeping?
Dope boy messing with us.
Just seeing how I feel. I just took out a thermometer. How I feel about
what's wrong with this
situation.
Mute your fucking microphone,
bro. For real, bro. Like, what's up?
That shit was the loudest beep ever.
I'm looking around my room for a beeping sound. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is beeping?
So I was like, yo, that shit was in my head. I was like, where's this sound coming? If Mateo didn't say what was that sound, I was almost gonna believe that it came from in me. From inside, I was shocked.
This kid.
Now that we hit a little random lull, just real quick, Google pilgrim hat, just really fast. I know this is a callback to the last section, but just Google pilgrim hat. Tell me I'm bugging.
That's a buckle.
Oh man,
it's all buckles, every single one of them.
Yo.
Yeah, that's crazy. Can't believe I forgot about that.
That's
but yo, yeah, I think this shit's gonna live in my head now. I think the fact that some people do take it to the next edge is a little ridiculous. Like, if we're friends, like, yeah, I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna hit little breaking points.
Sorry, you got to the edge. What's the next edge? Like they've passed the cutoff, but then they made it to like another plateau.
Like for example, like if we're arguing or whatever, like his cutoff's mom, your cutoff is GG. Everybody has a different cutoff, but I think that normal cutoff is when they get in your face and they're writing for yo BBB this, you trash ass, like they're just like so close in your personal bubble. At that point, you're like, all right. This ain't gaming no more. Now we're about to fight. Once they cross that personal bubble space, I think that's when the line has been drawn at that point for anybody.
Would you, 30 some odd years of age now, are you gonna fist fight someone over a video game?
No.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But I'm not gonna let no one just. Though it's very different. You go into a bar, you play a little arcade game, and some dude's been dragging you the whole night. and he gets in your face, so you trash. You're gonna just let that man just do that. You're gonna be like, yo, back the fuck
Joey's
up.
been at the arcade playing Pac-Man, and some guy's getting all up in his face about it. It's hard to envision.
Has anyone had this hypothetical happen recently that Tony's talking about? You know,
Recently-
there was the dudes way back when that used to run like the Street Fighter machine and the Tekken machine.
Yes.
Like that was a thing that existed. But you know what I did? I was like, you know what? It's time for me to go play. It's time for me to go play some Pac-Man or some Time Crisis or something.
It recently
Our
happened to me.
friends. Okay, no, this is interesting. Go ahead. I want to hear how it happened to you.
It happened to me on the poker table. It's not a video game, but it is a little bit of a competition. Somebody.
Why would you want to smack talk at the poker table? Is that like a thing?
It happens. It happens. At some point during the game, it does happen.
Real pros don't talk at the poker table.
That's what I'm trying to say. Real gangsters.
Real pros definitely talk on the poker table. They talk the most shit because y'all need to watch some poker videos. Anyways, it was just talking because I just took somebody's money, or chips, should I say, and it was a substantial amount. He's like, oh, you got lucky with that one. You've been lucky all night. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been real lucky calling your bluffs, and then he'll make a call, and then I'll river him and beat him, and then it was just like, see this bullshit? Real players don't play like this, and it would just talk shit, and I was like, yo, you suck. I've called you out multiple times. I got lucky on the river here, but you suck.
But you were kind of bullying him when it came to whenever he called on stuff.
If I have a hand, I'm not getting away. The probabilities of you having a better hand is really slim to none.
I guess that's the name of the game, right? You can, you know what I mean? You can or you can't.
You flop a full house. Where are you going to go? Nowhere. There's like a 90% chance you don't fold that hand unless some ridiculous amount of pairs come out at the end of it.
All right. You're getting too much into.
But yeah,
Tony,
it's just the shit talking does that too.
Tony, I've heard that real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, Lil Wayne is a GOAT.
I'm not familiar with that bar.
It's Lil Wayne. It's from what is it, 6 foot, 7 foot?
Yep.
6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot.
But go ahead, Del. What were you gonna say? You had an encounter? Somebody?
Oh no, I was saying our friends at VGA, Video Game Amateurs, go follow them on Instagram. They held a very cool tournament like a month and a half ago. They hold tournaments and it's all fighting games. They set up a whole bunch, dude. You could play Nintendo 64 fighting games or Nintendo 64 games, Sega Dreamcast. They have everything set up with a TV, and then it's all fun. Especially Mario Kart. Mario Kart's a lot of fun to talk trash, especially when you're good at Mario Kart. But I think it's all fun in games. I think, like you said, the days of Modern Warfare 2 are like kind of gone. We don't really have that toxic, even Counter-Strike. Back in the day, it was...
I mean, the community is still the community is still there for the toxic games. It's just I don't think it's a lot of games that we play. Like Modern Warfare 2, surprisingly, the DMZ mode that I play, there's not a lot of smack talk. Sometimes on the after kill stuff, you'll hear some people talking some shit about you.
Yeah.
And sometimes that gets annoying because it's like, oh, we wiped these dudes. They suck. Well, I was like, you shot me in the back. You shot me in the back of the head. I don't know that that's a skill level.
You think there's toxicity in like Roblox and stuff like that now with like the new kids? Like,
I think there's more pedophiles on Roblox than toxicity, but I guess that's its own brand of toxicity on Roblox.
Yeah.
Do you think trash talking is better in person or online? I would say in person. Like if you're at a tournament or something. Versus
better.
I think in person. I think in person because typically if it's in person, you're talking about like some couch co-op with your buddies or something.
Okay.
And if you probably know your buddy's cut off his own personal cutoff of like this is friendly smack talk to this is just me being a bully or a jerk or like.
I remember I was playing Battle Tanks on Nintendo 64 with my brother and Roger, and it was a 3-player multiplayer game, and they teamed up to like kill me specifically, and I was so upset. I was so fucking tight, and yeah, they were just smack talking me, just they picked all the right things to say to Little Doe, because I think I walked out of the room so upset. I was like, I Cartmaned my way out of here. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
I've heard Doey leave a game before because he was being trash talked. Not even by someone that was playing the game. It was his brother in the background trash talking him while he's playing Counter-Strike that made Doey rage quit the game this one time.
Yep. And then he hopped on. All right, now I can play.
That was his plan the whole time, dude.
Facts.
That's crazy.
What about trash talk outside of video games? I know Tony brought up poker. Like, I trash talk when I play basketball. Like, if somebody hits the court, there's always somebody that starts making comments like they're like mad cocky. Forget it. As soon as I hear one person shit talking like that, I'll just start shit talking the whole game. I'll keep saying, "You don't want to take that shot. He ain't gonna take this shot," and I just to kind of force him to feel like, oh, I need to challenge this guy and take bad shots, and I'll just shit talk the whole game in hopes that I could get him out of his game. But that's one of the few instances where I'll be an aggressor.
As long as it's more creative than like the kid back in elementary school that just used to yell brick every time someone would shoot, that kid sucked. Whoever that kid was, if you were one of those kids, you sucked.
That used to get under people's skin, though. You building a house over there with all those bricks? But no, yeah, I've definitely trash talking's never gonna go away. It's gonna always be there. The fact that it brings some type of joy in people too. Like, I love trash talking when it comes to shooting games. I love it. Not gonna lie.
I mean, there's definitely limits, right? Because like if I'm playing like a game with my nephew or something, right? I'm not gonna get in his face or tell him that you fucking suck, or there's obviously limits with how my smack talk is gonna be. It's gonna be more playful than mean if I am smack talking while I'm playing a game with one of my nieces or nephews or something.
I can tell
y'all remember the cancer patient with Dave Chappelle? He's beating the cancer patient in your face. In your face. And the doctors have to come revive him, and he's like, all right, well, you can get these sticks back. Get this.
I actually have a friend that did one worse than that. All the way back on the PlayStation 1, they were playing like NBA Live like 98 or NBA Shootout 98, something like that. And one of this guy's family friends, he has no arms. So he was like playing the game with his feet, and this dude was just demolishing him. Like, you know, like some people would take it easy on the guy with no arms because they're like, he can't really beat me in this. Like, you know, most people with no arms are probably not going to be capable of playing like a difficult game at a certain proficiency. And this guy was like, no fucking mercy, Cobra Kai on this kid, and just like like scored 100 points on him. Shit talked the whole time. That's ridiculous.
That's like playing something against like your 4-year-old kid or something, and just no breaks, just full on demolished mode.
Not gonna lie to you, me and my uncle have stopped talking to each other for about a week or so, sometimes 2 weeks, playing Madden. The trash talk, and mind you, I was probably like 18 or something. He was in his 30s or whatever. We used to play Madden and take it very seriously. I'm talking about the point where his wife kicked us both out of the house from arguing. I would say things like, "Oh, you suck," and I'm talking to my uncle, mind you. So it's like the level of the disrespect was pretty high. Like if I was talking to like one of y'all, and it would get to a point where I was like, "Yo, uncle, you need to call 911." He'd be like, "Why?" "Because I just raped your ass." Just like that. Just like on the game. It was
not
crazy.
The rape joke.
Yeah, it was way, it was back in the day. So obviously
knowing
this doesn't age
you
well.
and your uncle, I'd say his wife was right. I would kick you guys out for trash talking in my
100%.
And he because the score was bad. It was like the second quarter and I was up 45 points. Like it was bad. I was destroying him. He grabs his
what?
controller.
You know what Jesus would do? Jesus would act like he reset the. Oops. Reset the. Oops.
He can restart. But
That's a classic move.
No,
Man,
but that's how it was.
I've been on the other side of that though. We've got so we play Civilization sometimes, right? We play like Civ 6, and we've got a buddy playing that game that is just so much better than all the rest of us. We basically have to like put him on a team by himself, and then 3 of us will play against him. And even then, we barely win sometimes, or he wipes us out, and he's still holding back. Like he's not even fully paying attention to the game when he's playing. It's embarrassing.
Disrespectful. That would get me tight.
Nah, it's fine because you know what? I'm never going to be good at Civ, and I appreciate him still playing with us anyway, even if and holding back a little bit so that way we don't feel like we're being just blown out completely.
Nah, just if you're gonna beat me. I don't care. I don't want you holding back because that's just
for a game that takes 4 hours to play through. I don't want to just get demolished for 4 hours, so I'm not going to play the game otherwise.
It takes 4 hours to play. I've never played it, so that's
Civ is so much fun. Yeah,
at the short end, it takes 4 hours.
I like the idea of Civ, but when you sit there and play it for so long, it's like tabletop games. I'm sorry for anybody who's ever had to be subjected to playing tabletop games with me. Unless the game is really interesting, I'll get to a point where I'm so fed up with playing this game, I'll just kill myself in the game. I'm like, is there a way for me to die and get out of the game? Cool, I'll play this game with you. Because if it gets bad, I will go into a room, guns blazing, shotguns akimbo, and get killed by the zombies by rolling the ridiculous dice roll. Because sometimes I just want out. I just can't. Maybe I have ADD. ADHD, whatever the people call it now. Like I can't just sit there all day.
So you couldn't play Monopoly. You couldn't play any of those other games like board games.
Monopoly is relatively short though. Like,
if you're playing with the real rules, Monopoly is supposed to be pretty quick.
You're one of those people.
I've never played the real rules, but I know that like if you play the real rules where you auction every property that people don't buy and all that stuff, it's supposed to be a pretty quick game.
Are you not down for those side trades? Because I'll give you this property if you just skip my spot.
Yeah, he just said he doesn't play by the real rules twice.
Oh, yeah, I thought he meant like,
Tony loves these. Oh, you don't play Uno the real way.
No one plays
Uno like Tony.
Tony will be like, evens, and he'll put all the even numbers down, and you're like, what? Train, putting all the colors, you're like, what is happening?
I am against the train. He's
like, putting 2 reverse down. I reversed it to you, then I reversed it back to me.
Now it's my turn again.
It's like, what?
I'm going to play...
like inventing rules.
I'm playing 3 skips, and that means it's my turn.
No, you can't play 3 skips. If you have a skip, it's a skip. But if you have a draw 2 and the next person who's supposed to, they can add it and it goes to the next person. That's a funny rule.
That's legit.
Yeah, that one's fine. I'm fine with that.
It makes the game interesting.
The counter draw?
Yeah. It makes the game very interesting. It
adds a tactic of, should I hit them with a draw 6? 3 draw 2s? Or should I hang on to some draws to counter their draw? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes games fun.
There are other aspects to the way Tony plays Uno, though, where it's basically that little kid from Big Daddy playing like the game I win.
Yeah. He's like moving Monopoly houses around and he does this, so I win. He's just inventing rules on the fly.
Wow, that's crazy.
Anyways, before you take us away from here, I want you guys to Google.
Oh,
because something came to me.
Oh, no.
Google Pilgrim shoes.
These shoes better have like 3 buckles.
It has the single buckle.
They were...
What the fuck were the Pilgrims doing that they needed a buckle their fucking waist, they had a buckle their hats, and they had a buckle their feet?
It was windy out, dude.
They're trying to run for their lives and lose no articles of clothing. They're trying to keep all their clothes.
Maybe they wear baggy clothing and they needed belt buckles to hold them down.
They were super prudes, so they wanted to put as many barriers to being naked as they could.
No, they were non-fat shaming by creating one size all.
One massive fucking size, and you gotta buckle down. A size 10 hat. Then you gotta buckle that shit down.
All I can think about is the kid from fucking the Sandlot with his big ass hat.
Oh man,
Oh, wasn't that his dad's hat or something?
That long, yo.
That's funny. For our next topic, this one came from a friend of the pod. He said, video games haven't evolved outside of their graphical abilities. There hasn't really been any changes for the past 15 years. Dell, you want to give us a little bit of backstory on it? Like,
Yeah, he our friends, we'll call them Bifrost, right? Bifrost. They said, I want you to talk about something. He's like, I don't really feel like video games have kind of reached this point. And he was saying, like, even before PlayStation 3, like even at GameCube levels, even at those times, like we were reaching our peak in gaming. And he says once we got to the PS3, we reached it, and then but I actually have some issues with some of what he said. But he says ever since, PS3, Xbox 360, PS4, there hasn't been milestones like we had back in the day, from Super NES to N64, or Sega Dreamcast to the Sega Genesis to Dreamcast, stuff like that.
okay.
I think that the tossing the graphics in there does make it more interesting with discussion, obviously, right? Because like obviously the polygon count has gone way up, graphics have gotten way better. Like that's easy, right? But like I'm looking at like a list of like 2008 games because I was trying to think of like what even came out in that time frame that these claims are being made.
GTA
And look
4.
at like Fallout 3, right? Like Fallout 3, it was an all right game, right? But like even just the AI, even just some of the capabilities of dialogue and NPC interaction, things like that. The difference between like Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, Fallout 3 and Skyrim or something it's ridiculous. It's crazy.
I mean, some people would say New Vegas was the peak.
Yeah, true. New Vegas is good. I mean, the best Fallout game was Fallout 2, but New Vegas is all right.
For the purists, I don't like the over the top. It just
I grew up on stuff like that, dude. Old Diablo and like Fallout and just so many games like that. There's some Mythic games that played like that.
I would say mostly, I think that would really apply to like maybe some sports games, because a lot of the sports games is just paste and copies, just adding players. You know what I mean? It's like, you all right?
Sorry, I just had the buckle.
Yo, I've been just staring at Smalls' hat this whole time from the Sandlot. I'm like, how did I not notice that his hat was so massive when I was a kid? We all played baseball when I was a kid, and I never realized how big this kid's hat was.
Oh man, the derailment.
Should we buy some? Should
Yeah,
we buy
I'm
some big
sorry.
hats for PAX?
I think that's we know what our Halloween costume.
Pilgrim Pooch.
Yeah, we're all gonna be pilgrims.
Anyways, the claim regarding graphics is interesting because I think in one sense I kind of agree. If you look over the generations, right, you go like Atari to NES to SNES, then to like that PlayStation 1 N64 era. Those are like massive jumps in graphics.
For sure.
Then PS1 to PS2, PS2 to PS3, there's still big jumps. Once you get to PS3 to PS3 on, the graphical leap, the realism hasn't changed that dramatically. It's certainly up there. The number of polygons, the quality of things like hair, hands, facial animations, all those things are vastly improved from like the PS3 generation. And I say vastly, but it's like as a whole, character models and things like that, they haven't like crossed some threshold of like, oh, like how much real could it get? Like not much, I don't think. Although that one game with the cop police cam shooter thing, it kind of showed like, all right, we could get a little bit more realistic. Like that, whatever technology they're using is interesting.
Yeah, I remember being like, even for PS3 when they debuted like the Heavy Rain, I was like, whoa. Like this is, I felt like even that was like, whoa, that's incredible.
Yeah, and it's crazy. That's the last era where I felt amazed by the graphics in a game. After seeing like PS4 and PS5 games, obviously way better looking than PS3 games, I didn't have that feeling of blown awayness. Like there was Metal Gear Solid 4, there was the trailer for Heavy Rain, and there was, oh my God, there was one other game. Oh yeah, the Final Fantasy Versus 13 trailer. I don't know if that shit was crazy. Like, and they completely gutted that game and renamed it and changed it, and it became Final Fantasy 15. But that Versus 13 trailer, you watch it right now, and you're like, this is better than anything they're making right now. And it's like, why don't they make this game? And just like what was happening, the particles, all that stuff, it was so impressive to me. And I think now what we're getting in this like PS3 and on is not so much a jump in graphical fidelity, because that is happening, but it's how many things could happen. It's like, look at a game like Returnal. That's not possible on the PS3. Obviously, like that number of like particles, the number of like moving like foliage with like physics, like random tentacle things, like just look at how many things lights are flashing across the screen every time you like fire around. And then you have things like open world games, right? You know, a game like Far Cry or Just Cause or something like that.
I think that was one of his criticisms, that games got too open world, and then we got too open world, and then out of nowhere we went The Last of Us got introduced, and like Naughty Dog's games started becoming popular, which were more linear, and he's like, he still felt like we're trying to get that Last of Us game again, but we can't seem to find it.
I mean, there's a PlayStation showcase later on today that
May
might
24th?
have some interesting stuff. They claim that there's going to be some first-party titles announced, in addition to like PSVR stuff, PS5 first-party titles, and then some third-party stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's
like,
on May
24th.
Is that not today? I thought that was.
It's trending. It's trending super
okay.
hard.
No,
I
they
even
announced it
looked
today.
today. Yeah, I even looked. I was like, when, huh? I'm like so fiended out. You want me to spend money, PlayStation?
Well, I guess this will be out the same day that we release this one next week then.
Nice. Yes.
True. Yeah, there's a
today.
PlayStation
Tonight.
showcase today. Yeah, that's what we should claim. Yeah, I'm interested to see what's going on.
I think when you talk about like AAA games, you run into, I mean, we've had these conversations for years and years about like the creativity in AAA games and how many of them are samey and how many of them are actually breaking the barriers, and like Last of Us is one of the big ones. But I think if you look at like it from like an indie gaming perspective in general, there's some weird genres. There's some weird gameplay mechanics that have been put into some games that we didn't even think were a thing in 2008. In 2008, if you had told me that there was going to be a game about Lovecraftian cosmic horrors and fishing, that would make no sense to me. Dredge is one of my favorite games of the year so far, though. Like there's a lot of creativity in the indie space. There's a lot of new game styles in the indie space in particular.
I would have
you
never
told
gotten
me that I would spend a significant portion of my lockdown time during the pandemic playing Construction Simulator or Snow Runners. I was just hauling shit across the country. I would laugh at you, but like I did that. And yeah, those are games that just back in those days, like 2008, 2009, they were pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, like the if you pitch those at like EA or something, they'd be like, but where's the guy that every time he shoots someone, he makes a quip and he says something, a one-liner every time that he kills people? How many people do you kill in this game?
Get some.
Just Duke Nukem, dude.
Eat shit.
one of those games that
Dude,
definitely
man, I'm sorry, Tony. Go ahead.
one of those games that definitely evolved was GTA. I think over time, like there was like I think GTA 5 and 4 were kind of similar, but certain aspects of it changed. Not graphically, but those are like the games where you can really see a big change in graphics.
I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say graphically, but
Yeah, 3 to 4. Yeah.
3 to 4 is a huge jump. 4 to 5. I mean, 5 looks amazing. Five did look amazing at the time. It still looks good. GT and I mean GTA Online is a game changer. GTA Online kind of like cemented some of these ideas of the forever game, the games as a service kind of model being successful.
Yeah,
and 3 to 4 is a big jump. But I mean, even if you look at 3 to Vice City to San Andreas, they all had jumps. Like the graphics in Vice City were significantly better than 3.
yes.
There's just a polish and a sheen that game has that 3 just looked a little rough around the edges. And then San Andreas added like underwater stuff, way more like planes. They added a lot of RPG mechanics, like you could eat mad food and become a fat bastard, or work out and get super ripped. Like you could change your clothes, get tattoos, all this type of customizable stuff that wasn't available in Vice City. Like San Andreas added a lot of cool stuff too.
There was a time where everything was brown in like 2010 to 2013. There's like a lot of games that were just like brown, like everything that you looked at, even the first Borderlands. It's like,
Borderlands 1, Metal Gear Solid 4, the Resistance series, Fallout, all doo-doo brown. Them games are brown.
The Rage game.
I never played any of those Rage games.
It's brown.
I never really know.
That was the thing. You know what game could have been more brown, and they didn't, and it was a good call. Red Dead Redemption 2, man. That game feels like it should be brown as hell, and it is not.
I fucking love that game.
Yeah, that's another game from Red Dead 1 to Red Dead 2 made a crazy jump.
Huge jump, dude. Even just a lot of it is graphics. A lot of it is graphics. There is some really cool stuff they added in too, but a lot of it comes down to graphics, like like the horse's balls shrieking when it's cold. There's just little touches like that, but some of that you could argue is just straight up like graphic improvement, right? Like
I replayed Red Dead Redemption 2 like within the year for sure. I'm trying to remember why I even did this. The game is incredible. It was better the second time around. A lot of my complaints about the animations and all that stuff, the horse brushing, all that stuff, it didn't bother me at all. I don't know if updates have made the game better since, but my experience was way better. The game is fantastic. The animations, the storytelling, all that stuff. Shout out to Red Dead 2. It's a shame that GTA is just not as good.
Yeah, as a whole, I feel like Red Dead should work better, but it just doesn't. Like the online model didn't work as good, but as a single player, it's way better than the Grand Theft Auto 5. If you ask me,
dang,
I think the story is better. I think the story is a little better written. I do enjoy the story in GTA 5. I think that the characters are interesting. I think Michael was underrated. I think he was one of the funnier characters in GTA 5.
I go for more of the redemption arc. I really like the third leg of Red Dead 2 kind of makes up for some of the first half. I really like it. Him getting tuberculosis late in the game, and you're just watching this man slowly die is like one of the. I had to pause the game once because I was like, I've never felt this way about a fucking. I never felt like that. I was like, yo, this is a little too realistic for me.
That's why the game was good, because of the storyline. The GTA storylines have been, other than Ballad of Gay Tony and the whole Vice City era of GTA, like stories are just plain as hell.
I am curious if the Vice City story actually holds up in any way, shape, or form. I think it's probably kind of basic. I don't think it's actually as good as you remember it to being. I think the gameplay made up for a lot of the story shortcomings.
And the music made up for a lot.
And the music was ridiculous.
She's on fire.
That's actually from GTA 3.
Oh.
It does feel like it belongs in Vice City because it's from Scarface, but they used all the Scarface movie in GTA 3. I don't know why they did that. And then they made a game about Miami. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? And you know those games are in development at the same time. Like, GTA 3 dropped, and I think 1 year later Vice City came out, or maybe 2 years later. There's no way they weren't in active development at the same time.
GTA 6 better be amazing for how long they've taken between GTA 5 and this new game.
The storyline better be sick.
They did make Red Dead Redemption 2 in the middle, which was a huge game. I do wish they came up with a new IP. I feel like the tech that they have at Rockstar is some of the best.
Yeah.
And it feels, I say, wasted.
Yeah.
It feels but they're literally printing. They've made over $1 billion on GTA 5.
They could take some gambles, right? With like new IPs, I feel like if they're bleeding money.
Why would you take a gamble if you could just print another billion? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, they could go back to some of their old stuff. They could give us a new Bully game. They could drop a new Manhunt game.
Oh man, it was trash.
It was
just
like,
since we're on the topic of games though. You guys brought up the PlayStation Showcase. What do you think is gonna happen?
yo, I'm excited.
They're dropping.
Okay, so they're saying Metal Gear 1 is gonna get remade. I'm like, I don't know.
There is information. There's always information about Metal Gear remakes, but there is information that makes a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake by Blue Point Games very possible. So
That's the only remake I would say it's worth it. Because y'all know
I already played it the other day. It doesn't really
Resident
need a
Evil
remake.
4.
I've never played the game to be honest, so it doesn't count for me.
And you love it.
And I love it.
And
And
the
the
people
fans
are
love it.
apparently asking
The
for
fans
it. Yeah.
love it. I don't know if it's because of me and my reactions, but
Yeah,
they love it.
Actually, one sec. Calm down, fans. Go home.
Yeah, go home, guys. Quit knocking at our doors, okay?
With your pilgrim hats, buckles everywhere.
My neighbors, I'm sure, love that at 2:00 in the morning.
So some obvious things, right? They're gonna show off Death Stranding 2 because that's real.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima 2, they're gonna show in some capacity. But what about Last of Us Factions?
Oh,
That's
my
something.
God.
It gotta be there, right?
Oh
It-
my
it better be there.
That's the claim. The claim is that there's going to be a Last of Us multiplayer announcement.
It has
Final Fantasy VII remake, the second part, has to be there.
They think they might drop a release date. They're not sure if there's going to be too much information though, because what is it? Final Fantasy 16 is about to drop, and they don't want to take too much heat off that.
The very secretive Carlos Mencia game.
Tony's favorite, Pragmata. The number of times Tony has brought this game up makes me sick.
It
Tony,
makes me sick.
deliver it. I'm tired of Tony bringing this game up. What's the game with the kid and the astronaut? Pragmata.
I like that my hands are in some Don Vito type Corleone. Like, that's hilarious. But no, that game was interesting as hell to me. It gives me like Kojima vibes. I don't know why. But
Because it's a bunch of really pretty things, and then the plot doesn't make any sense. That's a Kojima move right there.
But yeah, Death
I don't know
Stranding
how
2,
they're making a Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, what are they going
And
to...
I don't know what the plot of the game is. If it's a series of deliveries again, I'll probably platinum it again. But I feel like I don't want it to be that.
If it is going to be that, I hope that we can be in the same server.
Yeah, true. Okay, some co-op, some different online capabilities, that would make the game a lot better.
Yeah, I would love to know that I'm spending my valuable time helping my boys out.
What if they announce the Tears of the Kingdom is being ported to the PlayStation 5?
I'll be disappointed by the fact that I've already put like 60 hours in a game that only came out 5 days ago.
Damn.
They're like, it's coming out with 4K support.
Platinum trophies.
But honestly, though, if they don't drop the Last of Us Fractions, what a date.
Factions.
Factions,
Those
my bad.
infecting you.
He infected me. I'm gonna be upset, bro, because honestly, like that's the only good multiplayer game that I'm kind of excited for right now.
I hope they drop The Last of Us Fractions, and it's just a game about learning how to count and like divide and do fractions.
It's
in The
always-
Last of
You
Us.
ever
an
played
infection.
Frog Fractions?
Oh, that game's
Fraction.
weird. That game is so weird.
That's what I want. The Last of Us Fractions, and then it just devolves into fucking madness.
That's crazy. Nah,
Are both y'all up top injured again? Or you hobbled back to your chair, Doey?
I had to not ride my bike because my back is hurting again.
Though he has
And
a
my
broken back,
sciatic
Tony
nerve.
has a broken neck.
I'm sleeping
Tony, you
like
should
an-
get that poofy thing for your neck. It's just hilarious to see. You should just do it
Should
for
I
the
do
pod.
that for the
Just
pod? Do
the
it
whole
for the pod?
episode with that fucking poofy thing. The whole episode.
Like a neck brace? Or are we talking like the old timey king thing where it was like the poofy collar?
No, it's like a neck brace,
neck
but it's
brace.
like a neck pillow. It looks like. I've never seen anyone ever wear this outside of a movie.
Apparently, there's ways
What
of
is
wearing
it
that
doing?
neck
Is it like
pillow.
very compressed? Is it like choking you a little bit to like keep a form,
It
or
just
like I
keeps
don't know
your
what
head
it's
up.
doing?
It keeps your head up from like when you fall asleep like this.
So it's just keeping upright.
I
So
thought-
it's like a solid column, or
no. It's
I thought the husk did that on its own. I thought that it held your head up a little bit.
the husk is
some
killing
would say
me.
the husk is hurting Tony.
Yeah,
Someone said Tony needs a buckle.
Tony needs a neck buckle.
you need a back buckle, bitch. Get off me. Get the fuck out of here. Anyways,
Did I mention Spider-Man 2? Spider-Man 2's out.
Spider-Man's
Oh
obvious
yeah,
one.
Spider-Man 2. Ooh.
And then the Bloodborne people. These are the most delusional people on the internet. The absolute. They're like,
I saw the chatter about that.
we're getting a Bloodborne remake. We're getting Bloodborne 2. We're getting Bloodborne Kart. We're getting World of Bloodborne, an MMO.
We're getting
and
Bloodborne
a teaser
Fractions.
for Bloodborne 3. Bitch, Bloodborne 2 ain't even out. It don't even exist.
Is there really go hard Bloodborne fans out there still? Like,
Yeah, people
Yeah.
have been dying. The frame rate of the first Bloodborne game is not very great, and we've been wanting a remake since it
Even
came
a
out.
PS5 upgrade would be nice.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
dang, I didn't
And then
know.
some indie guy made Bloodborne Kart. It's actually funny. It's like
like
a
a
straight
kart
up a
game.
Mario Kart game with Bloodborne, and there's like some crazy difficult battles happening to like win the race and stuff. It's actually interesting.
That's actually a pretty wild concept, to be
And
fair.
it's a PS1 demake, so it's
Yeah.
like Bloodborne with PS1 graphics, and then like a Bloodborne Mario Kart game.
Yeah, I don't know what franchises I would want announced, honestly, at that showcase. I have no
I
idea.
want to
don't-
see Wolverine. Remember that got announced like
Yeah.
years ago?
Oh,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
I forgot about that one.
I hope so.
We got
Yeah,
like a 10-second teaser on that one too. Wasn't it just like him at the bar or something?
It's like, look, that's Wolverine. Just know it's happening. That's
might-
all you see.
They might show some GTA 6.
Yo, that'll be hype, but I don't think so. But
I don't think they would show that specifically at the PlayStation conference. You know where we could see that at PAX though.
Ooh.
No, we probably won't. But
But I mean, they could show a little trailer or something, throw something out there for the fans. I mean, obviously it's gonna go for Xbox as well and PC, but still. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know what else they're gonna drop. And I feel like the announcement came very sneaky too. Like it wasn't like.
I mean, it could be lame too. Like we might be hyping this up too much. It could be something lame. It might be like God of War Ragnarok DLC or something that's going to be announced. Like that might be the IP that they're the first person IP that they're talking about like promoting. It's possible.
Yeah, the Sony showcases have a tendency to get the fans riled up with all the possibilities, and it'd be an hour-long fest of like upcoming VR games, and you're like,
Nobody cares
cool, I
about.
guess, but like, nah, this
You
ain't
did.
it, chief.
What if they announce Half-Life Alyx is going to be on the PSVR too?
Cool.
That change anything for you? I still am not sold on VR yet.
Same.
Also, I think I would need to get like special lenses to
I heard
use
it's
VR.
better. I heard it's better now. You can put them on top of your glasses and they sit more comfortable.
I've only ever done it with contacts. I guess contacts
Yeah.
work too. It's just
Either
I've never
way,
even considered getting contacts.
No,
I feel like I wore glasses. I feel like people who wear glasses, when they take their glasses off, they just look bizarre. And I didn't wear glasses for 30 years of my life.
Yeah, I know. And
This
now
is
you
a new
look.
development.
Yeah.
I look like an animal right now. I'm like, what do I look like without these glasses? And it's like, I lived the whole life without glasses. I didn't used to look like this. My eyes are destroyed. Like,
Yo, have y'all never thought of LASIK?
I ain't getting LASIK.
You could afford it.
Yeah, for sure.
But have you heard of the LASIK gone wrong?
You could say that about any surgery,
Yeah,
though. It's
for
like,
Yo, apparently people kill themselves. Dum dum dum. It like causes suicide. Because people
I don't know that it causes suicide. But
look up suicide-related deaths from LASIK, and you'd be
I
surprised.
I feel like that's like the side effects of LASIK or the botched
Or
surgery
the
of LASIK
botched
causes
surgery, yes.
rather than LASIK causes suicide.
There's a
crazy.
there's a clickbait article in
That's
there,
a
though.
clickbait article right there.
Right?
I had a conversation with somebody, and the conversation was about someone who was talking about how basically they got depressed and their depression caused them to gain weight. And the guy was like, nah. You didn't gain weight because of depression. You just ate a lot. And it's like, no shit.
No shit. Obviously.
So I don't know, Mateo kind of reminded me of that, even though it's not the same. It's just hilarious. The LASIK didn't cause the suicide. Though it's like, but I mean, it kind of did.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for our last topic, we're going to go through our topic list.
Yeah, I have the perfect one. The one we were already doing. Random combos. It's one of our topics. Let's just keep it rolling. All right.
So what we're going to do, we're going to name off these outrageous and weird topics that we never used and either shit on it or just say, get rid of it. And or make comments on it. Go ahead, Doe. Hit me with the first one. You already had one.
What happened to R&B? When did we lose the good shit?
That seems like a Tony one. Should we try to guess who
It
put
is.
some of these up to?
No way,
Yes.
that was not me.
That's definitely a Tony one.
That seems
That's
like a Tony
Doey.
one.
That is Tony.
Doey.
I feel like Doey listens to modern
Oh,
R&B
yeah.
because there's a lot of modern R&B out there.
Yeah, but just looking at the row, just because it was last edited by a person doesn't mean they're the person that added it to the
You could have
shit.
deleted it.
That there's no words there. That's how I feel. I feel like it's a Bill O'Reilly. That's how I feel like.
Do y'all think that there's still good R&B? I can think of some like local artists. I don't listen to a lot
I
of
mean,
R&B.
The Weeknd is R&B, right?
I
Yeah.
feel like The Weeknd's R&B, right?
Yeah.
So there's still good R&B.
Yeah,
I
so
just
Tony,
think it's
I
not
thought you
same.
loved The Weeknd. Why did you even
I-
put this topic up?
I don't. Anyways, I miss R&B though. I like back in the day, like when I was in middle school, Peaches and Cream was a popping song for me. 112, you know. What I don't. Was Pretty Ricky considered R&B?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't really remember all the.
on me.
You know all the
B2K.
Just on- yeah, B2K.
Jagged Edge.
Jagged Edge.
was good.
Oh man, yeah. Tyrese.
Y'all remember making mix CDs R&B for when you're with the ladies or you have like a girl you're trying to talk to and you label all the names of the songs and
So you can skip right to it and set the mood.
No, you gotta
He's
make
talking
that
about you're
mix.
gonna give them a mix.
Oh,
You don't remember
Nah, I never
giving
did
that person that mix, that
No,
mix
though,
CD?
you were one of the few people on the block with a CD burner. I don't know if you remember.
Facts.
Used to make all of our music.
Yeah.
Another one on this list.
All right, you're
We
searching.
create our own
Don't
movie.
do the,
but
don't do the
actors and
oh,
theme plots.
and maintain the airwaves. If
Nah,
you got
we
it, you
create-
got it. Don't.
Yo, number 27,
damn.
random convo, bro.
Nah. Trash, deleted, gone.
Yeah, we have a topic, just random convo. By the way, if it's not clear, We're reading all of these topics we haven't used off of our topic sheet. We're not just whipping. All right. I want to know, okay.
Talk about holding
This
up.
came from a question I saw on Reddit. This is not even on the sheet. It was, what is something we experienced in the 90s that people of today's generation won't experience? I feel like that's way too broad. So I picked one for us. And I want to know, who of us here were afraid of quicksand growing up?
I was. I watched
No
a
fear.
lot.
I was horrified of quicksand. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had nightmares about accidentally dipping a toe into quicksand and getting sucked into the earth and just dying.
I think
And people today don't have quicksand fears. Quicksand doesn't exist anymore.
it was in some Disney movies for sure.
It was in a lot of cartoons, a ton of cartoons. Like Tailspin had a quicksand
Yeah.
episode. I'm sure. Like it was.
I don't
in
even
everything.
think there's quicksand in this country.
There's definitely quicksand in this country.
They have it
but-
mapped out, baby. There's people that love that shit.
Yeah, there's
right?
people that
They
love
get
we
hard
had
on.
this conversation.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
that.
There's a
Where-
map of quicksand. The nearest quicksand to me, you could put your zip code in, go to a place that has quicksand. There's people that fetishize quicksand. Damn, we had this conversation on the pod.
Quicksand
All right.
porn.
Quicksand porn. All
When
right,
the
let's
heck did we have
carry
this
on.
conversation?
Go
Okay.
ahead, Tony.
Hey,
It's one of the days you just fell asleep on the
Yo,
podcast. Guaranteed.
Number 11. What excuses are acceptable?
This man is naming out numbers.
Acceptable. That's not even acceptable.
Acceptable.
EXCE.
I was going to say what
Another one.
wrote that?
What,
Who wrote
what
that?
happened to my favorite
That was
one?
me.
What happened to my favorite one that said Terth?
Another one.
Yeah.
Another Doughboy exclusive on that one. I'm calling them all out.
What excuses are acceptable? I guess is an interesting conversation in a way.
I think if the excuse is a believable thing that's relevant to this thing is a thing that could have prevented you from doing something or is a reason why you're late or and blah blah blah.
My battery died in my truck. Can't get to work.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. There's that aspect to it, and then there's how many mishaps do you have? Because I'll be honest, how often do I not come through? It's pretty rare.
Yeah.
So if I don't show up to something and I hit you, I could come up with any excuse. You're probably gonna accept it.
Yeah.
Right? Well, we know some people that have a lot of mishaps. And anything they say, it could be real or not, it's just hard to believe. It's like, you're full of shit. You just didn't want to do it. Just say you didn't want to do it, you know? So that's
Stand
my
your
critique of an
ground.
acceptable excuse.
There's no other details on that topic. It just says stand your ground.
Stand your ground. How do we feel on stand your ground? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yeah, I'm
Like the
thumbs
stand
up,
your
though.
ground laws.
If a person's trying to aggressing on me, I don't think there should be a law that says I need to try my best to retreat from the situation before I use some amount of force.
This is a Pucho added.
I don't know, man. We have 366 million guns in this country or something ridiculous like that. I think that gun owners are just waiting for chances to shoot people.
Could
I
we
think-
all
I-
be
I'm
not
standing
even a
our
gun
ground
owner.
at the same time? And
What?
then like create a proximity of just
All of us standing our grounds.
I'm just saying there's some places that are crazy. Like in New Jersey, for example, someone breaks into your house and you got your gun drawn. Let's say for some reason you were holding your gun and that person's looking at you and they start walking towards you even though you got your gun out. You need to go you got to find a place that you could go. Lock yourself in a closet of all places. And then that person needs to try to enter the closet and you need to have no escape out of the situation. And only then is it acceptable to use like lethal force. I feel like the person walking onto your property has forfeited their life, in my opinion. Like, that's just my point of view. If you're coming into my space trying to take the shit that I worked hard to get, I'm not one of those like, oh, life is always more valuable than property. Fuck that. I'd sacrifice my life to get this property. All right, you're not gonna come on and tread on me. Okay, how about that?
I don't know. I've got everything in my house insured. If someone wants to come and steal my shit, I've got it insured. I'll get more shit.
Here's another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Who came up with April Fool's Day? Why is this a thing? Or any holiday?
My God, these holiday topics. Just do all the holiday topics. Just
What
get
is-
them all off
I
the
think
list.
that's the
What
only
is
one.
Memorial Day? When did it start?
I don't think that was a topic.
I'm just saying, it's the new one. It's the one for this month. Get that bullshit out of here.
It's marked for sure. Putting more effort into everyday things.
There is no known origin for April Fools. That's actually
Really?
very interesting. Yeah.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
Eat a dick, though. Shitting on my April Fool's.
Interesting.
I don't know that we have a lot to talk about with
Oh,
that.
let's
Yeah, no,
have a
that's
grand
really the end of it.
conversation.
It is a
Who
fun
created
fact.
April Fools? No one knows.
Give me a little bit and I'll take a mile, boys. That's all I got. Putting more effort into everyday things. I don't know who the fuck put that.
All right, some
Yeah.
context. To every holiday, Tony
Here
puts
we
a
go.
topic on the sheet. Every holiday. Who invented holiday and why? Why did they do it? We need to know. This is owl mentality,
I see what this
With the
topic
who
thing is
shit?
about now.
and this is Fed mentality. He's digging
He
in.
needs to
He's
know.
asking the hard questions. He wants to know. He's all up in your shit.
Here's a throwback one. Here's a throwback one that I feel like we should maybe pull from the list. Grooming your pubes and other types of hair. Doey tries to get Manscaped to sponsor us. I like that this one has a comment too. Should I shave my hairy body on an episode?
Doey has an
I'm
exceedingly
hairy.
hairy body.
And if and right now, if they will sponsor us, I will shave my body on pod. I'll even have my mom help me, okay?
Moving on.
Lil Uzi Vert and Playboy Cardi has changed the landscape for rap. How do we feel about this? No punctuation, no question mark. Listen to WLR by Playboy Cardi and Eternal A Take. Is that really the name? A Take? If there has to be a typo, right? That's a terrible name. By Lil Uzi Vert. How do we feel about this?
Have they changed the landscape? I'm curious about that
They
statement.
Yeah.
Question A, have they changed the landscape?
Is it
I
better?
have no idea, and if they did, I have no concept of how they did it. So I feel nothing about this. I feel absolutely nothing.
How have they changed the landscape? I'm genuinely curious about like what the answer you have for
You
that is.
just asked Dory to
They
talk for 20 minutes straight.
You got 5 minutes, Todd.
5 seconds.
10 seconds. They've spawned a lot of clones. A lot of the music that's coming out now sounds kind of like what they've been doing. So they had a lot of influence in that year zone. So
Are you're talking about from like a instrumental like aspect or from like the actual rapping cadence and things like that?
overall, like I would say like it's a sound like that they gravitated towards, and now they're like you're getting even Yeet is like a Cardi weird like run off of Cardi. So like a lot of you got Destroy Lonely, a lot of people that are coming out now that are kind of have that same vibe, but you could pick, they're like Cardi from different years. Cardi right now is trying to be like a rock star.
Here's another one. Kid no ho Daisukusen. Tony
Wait,
reads
yeah,
the write-up.
he was literally prepping you for this.
Oh,
go to our messenger right now and just read it word for word what I just put in the chat.
Messenger.
I was literally prepping this for you, Tony.
Wait.
Go into the
And the
messenger
Facebook
and just,
Messenger.
yeah,
Ooh.
and just read.
You
the
want me to
description.
read it? All right.
Yeah, start off with the title.
Which I think that for this one, you might need to put like in the middle of the screen, like the actual text while Tony's reading it.
What the? Okay. Kid Horror Daisukusen is an action game that was released in Nishubitsu, 1987. Kid who has no drawn into space-time labyrinth from the 23rd century fights to escape from a large track of enemy in order to return to the present day. Players defeat enemies with dropping in holes and using items to escape from the times such as primitive time. What? Such as primitive times and the Edo era of what?
Tony can't fucking read because he made the write-up sound better. This shit said, Kid is an action game that was released from Nichibutsu in 1987.
I said Nichibutsu,
Kid,
right?
who has been drawn into the space-time labyrinth from the 23rd century, fights to escape from a large track of the enemy in order to return to the present day. Players defeat enemies with dropping in holes with using items to escape from the times, such as primitive times and the Edo era and
I did not say
contemporary.
that.
I'm saying you. What I read sounded worse than what you read.
I just want the people to understand things here that's going on. This list that we're reading off is only a play to attack the CEO of this group. Continue on.
Mother's Day. What are we getting or have our mothers for Mother's Day?
You
Get
gotta
rid of
get
that.
some
That's just
flowers
gotta
for your mother.
get
You
outta
gotta
here.
treat your mothers. Because if that's one thing the podcast is about, is loving your mother. All right. We all can agree that you love your mothers, especially for Mother's Day.
Is there such a thing as a dumb question? That's a topic.
Some would say no.
It depends on the environment.
Depends who you're talking to.
What about in class? Like when you're in class?
I don't think so. I don't think there is such a thing as a dumb question.
You ever heard a question and you're like, that nigga's dumb? Like,
100%.
Yes. But as long as the question is relevant, even if it's a really dumb question, I'd rather they ask it than not
for
ask
sure. Yeah, it's one
it.
less dumb.
Assuming it's relevant though. Like if your teacher's teaching you about like the buckles on the hats of the Pilgrims wore, and you ask about like, you know, what they had for breakfast that morning, that's a dumb question. Pay attention. Stick to the lesson. Ask why they have buckles on their shoes. Maybe get an answer for us.
All right, I have one. 47. Gun control. The whole topic.
Control of guns should absolutely be in this country 100% without any questions. We should limit the amount of guns that are in the country just for the sole purpose of just trying to organize that mess that we've made.
Tony, gun control?
Counterpoint.
There should be no gun control.
Whoa. What a twist.
Reasoning? Any reasonings?
Because this is America.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Second Amendment says you have your right to bear arms shall not be infringed. And something else about a well-regulated militia.
Yeah, but no one
So
pays attention to
tanks,
that part.
grenades, rocket launchers, all on board, baby. They didn't say guns, they said arms.
Arms.
They also say you have the right to bear arms. Okay, so the arms of a bear. This is, I may say nothing about guns. So,
And also when
Who's
you're
to say?
taking small arms fire. Also.
did Tony get that far in Resident Evil 4? We're taking small arms. Oh, that's Resident Evil 5. We're taking small arms fire. Small arms fire.
Man, this one is hidden. This one's hidden special right now because I ate dinner so early because we were recording late and I was trying to get a nap in. But food episode, we all randomly order food on the podcast and eat, and it's all random and a surprise. I eat stuff that we like, Taco Beezy or McDonald's or something local.
Yeah.
McDonald's is so fucking good.
I want birria tacos, man. Fuck.
McDonald's is what your Hispanic mom who doesn't know how to speak English calls it. You know,
Who put that up there? Oh, dope.
McDonald's.
I actually do really like that idea. We may come back to that one. I do
No,
like
that's a
the
good
idea.
in-person pod type thing. We just bring
Yeah,
food.
maybe ungreen it. Maybe change the color. Make it yellow so it
We
pops.
keep saying whoever delivered. Oh, who delivered the food? What's his name?
Thanks, Chase. Thank you, Chase.
Chase. Thank you, Chase.
Our boy Chase, man.
Would
Chase
you
brought
date
Tony a glass of water and he said, "Hey Chase, can I have a straw, Chase? Thank you, Chase." And I was like, why did you say his name so many times?
Uh, games you
The
used to
guy
play when
was
you.
trying to act like it was okay, and it was clearly not okay.
Yeah, and I'm an asshole too.
Like, he
Because
was
like
doing
Tony
this
would
stuff.
do the most awkward shit in the world, and you'd be like, "Why do you do that?" And then I'll pull the waiter over and be like, "Hey, so you saw when he said your name so many times? How did that make you feel?" And they're
Yo,
like, "Why am I getting hit from two sides?" Right?
Yeah, for real, bro. Man's a piece of shit.
I am a piece of shit.
I got one. Type game. Ask me later.
Where's that at?
I'll mark it.
Mark it.
How about this? Cancel culture. The ice cream truck thing.
What?
What if
Does that-
someone cured cancer, but they
Oh,
were really
no.
racist?
Oh, that's a Doughboy one for sure.
Oh.
I don't know what that has to do with ice cream trucks.
Oh no, the ice cream shop song. I
Oh,
guess.
that's right. It was a
Yeah.
minstrel song.
Yeah.
Man, fuck
But
that.
Then
What?
what if somebody really racist cures cancer? What will we do? Do
we kind of
accept
talked
it?
about that. I feel like the people that dig up the past to show that everything has a racist origin, they're actually spreading racism. Because nobody in the hood who grew up listening to the Mr. Softy song felt any type of way about that song. We were happy to hear the song and happy to get ice cream. And then somebody tells us our childhood song is actually racist. Now everybody's like, now we can't listen to this song. It's a racist song. Everybody's pissed off about it. And it's like, how about if nobody knows the origin of this thing and it's not harming anybody, why would you pull it up? So now when people hear the song, they get upset about it. Like, you're only spreading
uncomfortable.
negative energy. Like,
There's aspects that I agree with, but if this person that allegedly cured cancer, right? Like, let's say this person came out and cured cancer, but then you look through their tweets and they had some tweet about how they wanted to look into like population control via vaccines and things like that. I might be a little bit like, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to get this shot that cures cancer from this racist person that wants to genocide other people.
I
Eugenics.
take it like the Elon Musk thing, right? Elon Musk deserves a ton of props for the electric car stuff, the self-driving car, the reusable rockets, and with like SpaceX. But he's also he's a scammer, like, right? The Solar City stuff, the Hyperloop stuff, all these stuff was just to get government grants. He just didn't really want to actually do any of these things. And then he's just a piece of shit with all his personal opinions and stuff like that. I feel like it's okay to praise the good someone does and call someone a piece of shit for being a piece of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
G-O-T.
I'm assuming that's Game of Thrones. I
Game
saw
of
that
Thrones.
one, and okay.
Oh
What
no,
are we
I wanted to harken back to the old EA games. GOT, Game of Thrones. You know, like EA games.
in the game.
It's in the game.
It's one of the best damn shows ever made. Watch it. Ending, not so great. First 4 seasons, the best variety you'll ever have on a TV show, and it's still good parts in the latter seasons.
I've got a hot take actually. I've got a hot take because I've been rewatching Game of Thrones recently. The Daenerys heel turn is telegraphed so much earlier than anyone is willing to give credit to. There's aspects where she's like rolling over Marine and like her whole arc there, where you're like, oh, she's kind of evil. She wants to do some extreme things. Like there's interesting things. There's hints dropped in the earlier seasons that people didn't pick up on.
Yeah, I would say like season 2, she was happy to burn that guy with Dragonfire, and she was happy to lock that chick in the vault, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 pretty like, maybe a little fucked in the head. Then she crucified like 1,000 people, and she was cool with it. She killed all those slave masters, who probably deserved to die. But again, she reveled in the killing, you know?
Look, here's my problem. Here's my problem with Daenerys, right? So she took over that city. I think it was Marine that she took over the big pyramid city, right?
Yeah.
And she took it over and she freed all the slaves. And then it stopped right there. She didn't take the master's wealth away. She didn't redistribute the wealth. She just gave all these people freedom and said, and now you have nothing but you're free. Go do something with it. And of course they were like there were amounts of them that were upset and the city was in chaos. It's like after the Civil War in America. Did you know that we did not take away the plantation owners and the slave owners' land and wealth? That did not happen. They got to keep all their land, and then that's where sharecropping came from, and that was basically like slavery 2.0, like slavery light, basically. Like if you're gonna free people, you have to redistribute the wealth from the people that were oppressed them in the first place.
It sucks because you're like, in order to take one system out, you have to create another system to put everything into. It's fucked.
Who has it easier to raise a kid on their own? Men or women?
I don't think either. Honestly, I think raising a kid on your own is one of the hardest things in the world.
Sucks.
It sucks. Bad.
Yeah.
I don't even know how the gender factors in for who has it easier or not.
Yeah.
Maybe women have it easier because societally, women are prepped more for being a parent.
For nurturing. In nature, they have the equipment.
No, that is not where I'm going. You're
No,
talking
I'm saying
some natural shit. I'm not going there. I'm saying that as a society, we
But you
tend
have a
to
little
teach girls. I'm
newborn
talking how to
baby.
cook. We teach women how to clean, and we teach we don't give babies to boys. We tend to hand babies to little girls. So they tend to have a little bit more training in that regard. So I do think in general women do make better parents, but I feel like it's a societal thing.
Rather than like deep ingrained genetic.
Right. Yeah, that's my opinion, but
Guys
going like
Guys Talk, hosted by Doey Fresh. How to not be weird around women, i.e. lip biting and winking might be keeping us from getting laid. How to be assertive, and it's a long can't even got the whole topic. The whole
be
thing.
struggling to read.
No, it's out of the. I don't have a full screen of it, so it's out of the. How to be assertive but not push the line. Definitely.
There's a lot in that one. Don't you get 10 seconds? Explain yourself.
Dating topic. Juice is a dating topic. As
Tony claims that he does a lip bite when he's looking at a woman at the bar. He'd be like. And we just
that's
just
crazy.
Clowned him for days and weeks, and it comes up. It's been over a year where he made this comment.
I just lip
he
bite
said
just
it's
normally.
the thing to do. I wink. I'll do the wink.
Look at that. Look at the wink. Look at his wink compared to my lip biting. It's very. Look at this. Look at this.
That look hard.
There is a lot going on up there, and I don't like any of it. What about this one? Shrizian Rock and Blueface have one of the most toxic relationships I've ever seen recorded on history. We should really talk about the dangers of domestic violence and how actively engaging in it can also be like a drug addiction. Toxic would be good. Maybe breaking it down to how to know when it goes bad and how to get out of it.
Yo,
that
cheers,
aged well.
Applause.
There's new developments. Is she actually pregnant?
She is pregnant.
She is pregnant. She tried to burn the house down with her in it the other
with
day.
Her and Blueface inside of the house. Okay,
is this an actual mental health crisis or is this all for clout?
Yo, some would just say it's black
real
love.
as fuck.
All right, but it's so toxic and oh man, it's one of the worst relationships, and everybody loves like watching, like a. What is the shit on fire? They love to watch like a train wreck, and that's kind of what it is.
I wonder what it is about us that makes us enjoy seeing other people fall apart so much. It's like watching videos like people falling down. It can be funny. Why do I enjoy that though? What does it say about me that I enjoyed that I can get some amusement out of that?
I think that's what Chive TV is built on.
Oh my god!
This back to that. Any way to get back
TV,
to Chive.
bicycles, and Carlos Mencia. It's like the only places Doey's brain goes.
Doey one time told me he refuses to go to a bar if they're not showing Chive TV on the TV.
They don't got Chive TV on that TV, bro. You already are getting marked less than 1 star.
Chive TV is the truth. I'll tell you that. Here's what else is the truth. While still expensive, pet cloning has become more available than ever. with pet influencers increasing its popularity, but critics are trying to raise awareness of the ethics of the process.
None of us wrote this topic. Who wrote this? Who hacked our sheet?
A robot wrote that.
That's like a copy and pasting there.
Even the font's wrong.
What do you
on
clone
it.
your pet? What do you clone your pet?
It's unethical, but I would say no, because every pet is supposed to be unique. But I've heard that some people are cloning their pets. It's a thing you can do.
I don't care about animals that much, so the ethics don't bother me. I'll clone the shit out of a pet. But I wouldn't clone a person. I feel like that's weird. Like, imagine my wife passed away and then I cloned her.
Oof.
That was weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
I wouldn't clone another person. I might consider cloning myself. That could be cool.
I wouldn't clone myself. I'll
All right,
me for sure.
I also wouldn't want to raise myself though, so I don't know what I would do with this clone of myself.
There's an episode of Black Mirror about this. Fantastic. Probably the best TV show around. Great episode.
I think we're getting another season soon.
Soon? To be like
Good
3
times.
episodes long. That's all you get.
I think that might be it though for
These
now.
British people, they're the worst with TV shows.
The worst.
Americans got this shit down. All right. You got standard length seasons, standard releases. Every year you're gonna get a season of your show, and it's gonna be 8 to 13 episodes every year. Unless you're on those weird channels, you could get 22, 25. Ain't nobody trying to watch those shows. There's like Grey's Anatomy and shit. I forgot about that.
But that, you run into issues with that though. Like Scrubs. The last 2 seasons of Scrubs, they don't actually exist. I refuse to acknowledge them. That show had a perfect ending, and then they made like another season or 2 out of it where they kind of rebooted it.
Yeah, that show, they should have ended it if it's like that. I'm just saying that like
The Office, the last few seasons of The Office, did they need to be there?
they were good. I like The Office. Without
it
Michael
too.
Scott, it's still good. It's not as good, but it's still good. But like Black Mirror, you get 5 episodes 1 year. 2 years later, 6. 2 years after that, 3. You're like, damn, I waited 2 years for 3 episodes, bro. Like, what is this? I don't know how long it's been since a Black Mirror season came out. I think Black Mirror came out pre-pandemic, the last season.
I think
It's been like 3 years since Black Mirror came out. And they're going to hit us with 6 episodes, and we're going to have to be happy with it. And I'm not going to be happy.
You know, though, Love, Death, and Robots. Pretty good if you want a Black Mirror like stand-in. I don't know if you checked out that one or not.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you stuck with us through this whole entire episode and enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe.
Through all the belt buckles and all the loops.
Yeah, all the derailments. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Share, like, follow. We're everywhere. And
Come see us at
anywhere.
PAX West.
There's only 5 seasons of this show, bro. And this show came out in 2011. It's been running for 12 years and there's only 5 seasons. Why you do that? That's crazy.
Yo, you
That's
would think
crazy.
how many seasons of Doctor Who is there? They love Doctor Who.
Yeah, but
man.
Doctor Who does the same thing. It'll be like a random and it's the British shows. They don't give a damn about life. They live at their own pace. They do what they want.
I've been rewatching Doctor Who.
Sherlock, yo, 1 season of Sherlock waited years, and then they only came out with 3 episodes. People were livid. Like,
I've been rewatching Doctor Who, and there's a lot of camp in there, and there's a lot of episodes that I just skip. But like, it's still pretty good. I enjoy me some David Tennant.
As always, people, go one up yourself. Peace.
2019, that was the last season of Black Mirror. It's crazy.
That's crazy. No way. 2019? That's crazy. You sure they didn't have like that?
I'm looking at the
interactive
Wikipedia.
movie?
Oh, there was the what is it?
Bandersnatch doesn't count. Don't want to hear it.
You see, whatever.
That was actually cool.